Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Fordham Live from FMH Studios. I'm your host, Jenna Giglio, here with a very special guest today. Matt, welcome on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Very special.
So today we're just going to talk a little bit about Matt's life. I'm going to ask him some really hard-hitting questions. So let's dive right in. As someone who grew up in a small town, South Boston, I don't really know what it's like to live in New York City and grow up in New York City. So I wanted to ask you what your favorite part about childhood was here.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. I've ran into a lot of people who are obviously not from New York City. But I'd have to say my favorite thing, because it's, I think, the most unique part, is commuting to school or just going to school in general. We don't have school buses for the most part. I got to walk around the city as a child pretty much by myself with very little adult supervision. So I would say I've learned a lot and saw a lot of things that I think definitely have shaped me as a person.
Yeah.
But just this going to school in New York City, I think, is one of the most unique things in the world.
Definitely. And you actually kind of got into it. My lead for the next question was, in what way do you think that childhood experience shaped who you are today? And do you think it made you much more independent and mature as opposed to living somewhere else?
Yeah. I guess I am a New Yorker, a very prized title. And I would definitely say I am stuck to New York City in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't have a driver's license, so getting around can be difficult.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say that just life in New York City is definitely shaped me to be a New Yorker. Can't see myself living in many other places.
Nice. I would have to say I'm a terrible driver, and I do have my license, and I've never driven on the highway. So in some ways I can relate to that.
New York City might just be the place for you.
It might just be the place for me. Before we go, though, it would be wrong for me not to ask you how you felt about last night's loss to the Chiefs for the Giants.
It was not a pretty scene.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
with my friends at a bar, and I kept my cool for the most part. But a lot of expletives, and most of my friends are Jet fans, so they were enjoying it. But I was not having a very fun time.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully next week you see some improvement.
Probably not.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on to the show tonight, and I will see you guys next week live from FMH Studios. It's Fordham Live.